It was yesterday morning that one of 4 reconnaissance helicopters spotted a mother and this 1-year-old baby lifted to safety from the floodwaters that had trapped them for 24 hours. As Valencia's roofs are scoured by air, sniffer dogs today search for the many missing, feared dead, where the water has now retreated.
The firefighters took the elderly first, when they could get in. I'm from nearby, so I tried to help and rescue people. People were crying all over. They were trapped. I saw bodies floating past. I called out, but nothing.
We saw the water coming. It was horrific. It was just rising and rising. And then we saw people desperately trying to get back into their homes.
Big current and carros swimming. Grand apocalypse.
On Tuesday, in parts of Valencia, more than a year's worth of rain fell in just 8 hours. Satellite images from the European Space Agency laying bare the extent of the damage. The death toll today stands at 158 and is expected to rise. Spain's transport minister said many had been found in their cars, stuck in traffic and trapped by fast-moving waters. Here, an entire highway of vehicles lies stranded, abandoned, while this car park is all but submerged. In the suburb of La Torre, 8 people were found drowned in a garage. In Madrid, Spain's royal family held a minute of silence for the victims, and as those living in Valencia mourn lost lives and lost homes, questions are swirling over the official response. The Spanish Meteorological Agency had issued its first alert 5 days earlier and raised it to its highest level at 7:30 on Tuesday morning. While emergency services warned via social media of bursting rivers, at 1 p.m. Valencia's regional president told people to be careful on the road, but that the storm was moving and should diminish by 6 p.m. But it was at 6 p.m. that this bridge in Paiporta collapsed. And it wasn't until 8 p.m. that the Civil Protection Service sent messages to people's phones warning of floods and telling them to stay at home. Madre mía. Valencia's regional president, Carlos Mazón, here in high vis next to Spain's Prime Minister, said he was acting on information he had at the time. His critics blame him for scrapping a unit set up to deal with natural disasters after his party entered a coalition with the far-right climate change skeptic Vox Party. The central and regional government have accused each other of acting too slowly, each saying the other is responsible for civil protection measures.
This weather event is not over, so please stay at home. Don't go out. Stay at home. Listen to the recommendations from emergency services, because right now the most important thing is to keep as many people safe as possible.
Spain issued another storm warning today, with more heavy rain in Valencia and along the northeast coast, putting yet more pressure on search and rescue teams who don't yet know how many are unaccounted for. This, the worst flood-related weather event in Spain's modern history, but with a heating climate, how many more?
Well, what made these floods quite so catastrophic? With me now, our weather presenter, Liam Dutton. Liam, what's the answer to that?
Well, thank you, Kathy. I mean, a huge amount of rain has fallen in just east of Valencia on Tuesday, 491 millimetres, a year's worth of rain in the space of just 8 hours. Now, to give that some context, London's annual rainfall is 600 millimetres, so imagine 80% of London's annual rainfall falling in just the space of a working day. It's an astounding amount of rain. So next question, why did it happen? Well, the satellite picture from Tuesday shows a swirl of cloud across Iberia, and that was a slow-moving area of low pressure. So you have these thunderstorms rotating around the area of low pressure. But the problem was that these thunderstorms were being directed over the same area hour after hour after hour, which simply just allowed all that rainfall to build up and cause the flooding. So why did the low pressure get stuck? Well, for that, we have to take a wider picture across Europe. And you can see there's a big area of high pressure that's covering much of Europe. And that's a blocking high. So what it's doing, it's stopping that low pressure that's over Spain and Portugal from moving away. So they're just stuck with the rain while everybody else is having fairly quiet weather.
And what impact has climate change had in all of this?
Well, it's worth pointing out that thunderstorms across the Mediterranean are pretty common in the autumn. But obviously with climate change, you get a warmer atmosphere. A warmer atmosphere can hold even more moisture. So when you get thunderstorms like this, they produce more rainfall, and they cause a lot more damage than they might have done otherwise in terms of flooding.
Liam, thanks very much.